Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gallagher-Iba Arena on the campus of Oklahoma State University. It's number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, number 1, number 2, and it's the match we've been waiting for. Oklahoma State versus Penn State, undisputed, the two most exciting and talented teams in the country, and it's going to go down tonight, and I believe multiple records are going to fall, including the Gallagher-Iba Arena attendance record. Bader.
That's right. Both teams undefeated on the season. It's been building up to this, and it's going to culminate right here.
And taking a look at the history between these two teams, this 22nd all-time meeting, Oklahoma State leading that 13-7-1, but it was a year ago where Penn State was the winner at Penn State in the National Dual Championship Final.
And of course, Penn State went on to win the national title. We look at our coaches, 2 American legends, both Olympic champions, Cael Sanderson for Penn State, John Smith for Oklahoma State, and another record that's going to break is this one. The series meeting between these two coaches is tied at 3-3.
3-3, but that record, or someone's going to have the advantage after this one. Each coach has 5 NCAA titles, but it's been Penn State, the hot team, winning 5 of the last 6 national championships.
Yeah, Penn State's been on fire. Oklahoma State trying to reclaim and get back on top where they've been.
Yeah, both teams bringing absolutely loaded lineups. Looking at this 125-pound match, East Coast battle, New Jersey versus New York, Suriano versus Piccininni. And Suriano's been red hot, only lost to number 1 Thomas Gilman this year, but Piccininni is absolutely dangerous and coming in with a mentality of pulling the upset here.
And same thing's going to happen at 141 pounds. It's number 14 Jimmy Gulibon, number 1 and returning national champion Dean Heil. But these two have history. It goes back, and I wouldn't give it a 13, ranking gap between the two.
Yeah, their ability is a lot closer than the rankings would indicate, and this goes back all the way to Ironman finals when Jimmy Gulibon was number 1 in the country, and Heil actually pulled the upset then. Now it's Gulibon looking for the upset on the big stage. One
more guy looking for an upset. Lots of guys actually looking for upsets as we look into the second half of the duel meet, and they're very minor upsets, but a key match is going to be 184 pounds. Christian, it's supposed to be close. You don't think Bo Nickal's going into that way?
Yeah, Bo Nickal is going into every match with a bonus point scoring mentality. And Nolan Boyd, he's a giant killer. He beat Gabe Dean last year, but Bo Nickel has been red hot, and he's one of the top contenders for the Hodge Trophy right now. He's going to be coming out looking for the pin against Nolan Boyd.
Also, interesting matches. 97, heavyweight, 8 versus 9, 5 versus 6. Swing matches that could really determine this duel. McCutcheon and Weigel, and of course Nevills, the young man, coming out against Austin Schaefer.
Yeah, Schaefer been a great surprise for the Cowboys. Coming up from 197, coming up to 285, and he's been outstanding. Taking a look at 165, this is a match everyone had circled as soon as we knew this duel was going to happen. Vincenzo Joseph versus Chandler Rogers, 2 of maybe the most exciting guys in the country. For Chandler Rogers, it's his upper body stuff, double overs, inside trips, and he's got an incredible pinning mentality. There you see him, Vincenzo Joseph against Iowa, leg attack specialist. Got a lot of different ways he can get to legs and score on guys. So it's 2 guys that have had good years, but they've also had some letdowns. They've both been upset in different matches. So you never know exactly where you're going to get match to match, especially with Chandler Rogers. You're seeing him, he pins Daniel Lewis here at the Southern Scuffle, but he would lose to Lewis at another point in the year. So 2 very, very talented young wrestlers.
And one of the most exciting moments I've ever witnessed in this building was when Oklahoma State wrestled Iowa just a few weeks back, and Chandler Rogers got the fall, and this place went bananas.
Went bananas, huge pinpoints there, and he has that pinning mentality, as I mentioned. Now take a look at 174 pounds. This is going to be a rematch, Kyle Crutchmer versus Mark Hall. And these two met at the Southern Scuffle Finals, and frankly, it wasn't very close. Hall dominated every aspect of the match. He won the takedown game. He got a turn against Crutchmer, who's a 5th-year senior and is dangerous. But as you're seeing that headlock, that's what makes Kyle Crutchmer so scary. You could maybe have him beat, but his upper body skills are tremendous. He's got headlocks, he's got lateral drops, and he's as strong and powerful with his double leg as anyone in the country. And what we've seen with Mark Hall, a little inconsistency. He has a great Southern Scuffle, loses to Alex Meyer. He looked great at Michigan State Open, but lost to Christian Brucky. So still working through that true freshman.
And of course, he came out of redshirt halfway through the season, surprised wrestling fans around the country. And you know, he's ranked number 9, but as we know, Mark Hall is shooting for that national title, and it's not out of the question that he can compete for it.
Not out of the question that either of these guys could win a national championship next year. And that takes us to our match of the night. Number 1, Zain Retherford versus number 2, Anthony Collica. Retherford undefeated last year, undefeated this year, survived a scare at Carver Hawkeye against Brandon Sorensen, who took him down twice, which is basically unthinkable coming into that match to see Zain Retherford get taken down on 2 occasions. But Anthony Collica wrestling as good as we've ever seen him. Only 1 loss on the year. He's been putting his offensive variety on display every single match. He's got a great left side high crotch. He's a good scrambler. He's solid from underneath, which is key against Zain Retherford.
For sure.
And these two have hit before. And Zain, who is known for his bonus point scoring, has not been able to bonus Anthony Collica. It was 4-1 last time. In their freshman years, it was a 2-0 win for Zain Retherford.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed it earlier this year, and I still believe it, Anthony Collica has reached another level from where he's been in the past, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes down at 149 pounds, littered up and down the lineup with awesome matchups.
Yeah, 19 ranked guys, and as we take a look at the NWCA sponsors for this match, we want to thank Bats Toy, TheraWorks Clinical, and Marines for contributing to this dual meet.
Yeah, and it's going to be electric, expecting a break an attendance record. It currently stands at 13,611. They've got 252 extra chairs on the floor because that was for a basketball game, so they're going to break that record right in half today, and it's sold out, I believe.
Yeah, no one's going to miss it. Mike Gundy, the Oklahoma State head football coach, is going to be here. I even saw a tweet that T. Boone Pickens, the big donor here.
The football stadium's named after him.
Yeah, it's named after him. It's kind of a big deal. He's going to be here as well. So no one's going to miss this duel, and nor should they. And we're expecting an electric atmosphere and the 2 best teams in the country.
Somebody's going down. Somebody's going to be raised the champion. It's Penn State at Oklahoma State, and it starts right now. And Christian, this is the time. It is right now. We've been waiting about this. We've been talking about it. We've been analyzing it. Time to do it.
Rubber's going to meet the road here, and it starts with a huge 125 pounds. Nick Suriano, ranked 2nd in the country, taking on number 11, Nick Piccininni, a pair of freshmen. Suriano, a true freshman, redshirt freshman for Piccininni. And New Jersey, New York, Piccinini's been looking solid late, but it's been Suriano that's been kind of the story of this weight. Apart from Thomas Gilman, no one's been as impressive as this true freshman.
Absolutely, and it's crazy to think about just 1 year ago he was in high school, and now he's up a level at the highest level in college, and not only battling with everybody, but beating everybody.
Yeah,
except for the one.
And we're seeing it consistently that guys are making that transition from high school to college especially well. And Suriano's just one of many examples.
We are.
And, you know, as you consider the team ramifications for anyone, Oklahoma State's going to need some upsets along the way. And this could be a huge tone setter for the Cowboys if Piccininni can come out and take out number 2, Nick Suriano.
And Piccinini's got to make sure he doesn't let the legend, the myth of Nick Suriano kind of get in his head as he kind of was the man.
I don't think we're going to see that. Piccininni, you know, he's a year older. As we're underway at 125 pounds in the orange for Oklahoma State. It's Nick Piccininni, Suriano in the blue for Penn State. Nice hard clubs, physical hand fighting as Piccininni going head taps, level change. Piccininni, nice snap. He likes to work from space. Great misdirect.
Popped him right in the face. The ref said stop that. And they regroup in the center. 15 seconds into this thing. Packed house, not a single empty seat in the arena.
Finger fight, nice snap to the front headlock by Suriano, but good recovery by Piccininni. Overtime, they break clear, and you're going to see Piccininni, he's going to want to operate from space. He's got some of the best speed at this way as far as getting the legs. Finishing could sometimes be an issue, but he'll get his hands locked on just about any leg in the country, including Thomas Gilman's.
A couple of nice stutters from Piccininni there, but neither guy really doing, not that they're not trying to do a whole lot, they're just not able to do a whole lot yet.
Yeah, no true penetration steps at this point, and Suriano's not a volume shooter per se, but when he pulls the trigger, he typically gets in deep, and he's also a high percentage finisher. There's a shot by Piccininni, front headlock for Suriano, and they break free again.
The first real attempt immediately stuffed by Nick Suriano. Very stingy, very good at keeping position.
More head taps from Suriano. Lefty collar there, now finger fight. Breaking free, and more sticks from both guys, right to the forehead. Finger fight, they got to break that up.
Referee, it's second after you said it, Christian, and he tells him to break it up.
First warning there. Supposed to see a stall. Next time, nice shot.
There you said it. First shot by Nick Suriano, and he's going to head and ankle pick, drives straight through it, puts Piccininni on the mat and picks up the first 2.
Escape here is going to be critical for Piccininni as he builds up, looking for hand control. Quick shot, quick finish. Piccininni up and out, 2-1 lead for Nick Suriano.
Just 11 seconds of riding time.
Nice snaps from Suriano. There's
there Piccininni gets in on a shot. Head on the inside single. He circles the corner. And wow, what hips, what defense. Great pressure by Suriano. And he gets those hands broken, still sprawling away. And Piccininni's got to be thinking, man, I'm giving everything I got here. And I finally got to the leg, and I still couldn't get much past that.
Unbelievable recovery by Suriano there. This is a great shot by Piccininni, and he was almost set on his side, really on his hip, but able to get his hips back and on top, and you see heavy hips for the true freshman. As you see Suriano kind of gesturing. I think he's a little frustrated with the hands to the face, but they're going to let that go as long as you stay out of the eyes. Piccininni can use those forehead taps.
Absolutely. We got short time left here in the first period. And the one takedown for Suriano. The escape for Nick Piccininni, and that's all we see. 2-1 at the end of the first. Look like Suriano's got a scratch underneath his left eye. He does. He's got a big old scratch.
Physical start. And yeah, a little bit of blood for Suriano. Got to get that cleaned up.
16-1 on the season. Done a heck of a job stepping in there for head coach Cale Sanderson, who we see there with his brother Cody.
Piccininni is going to have to give himself more opportunities, more attempts. He can't take 1 or 2 committed shots when they're neutral. He's going to have to fire off multiple attacks to be able to take down Suriano.
I think 9. 9's the number.
9's the number, says Mark Bader. We'll see if it's exactly 9.
He's done 1 so far, right? 2 maybe?
Well, he's had a couple decent ones. He got 1, he got in deep. He's going to need a few before he plants Suriano. Suriano going to start the second period underneath. Piccininni tough from the top position. Good chop and tilt series.
And he's gonna.
But man, the bottom work from Nick Suriano is pretty solid here. But good job by Piccininni.
Nice job.
He's got the wrist. He's got the wrist.
Cross wrist for Nick Piccininni. He's riding on top. Parallel at the moment, but he's got Suriano flat on bottom. Suriano continuing to move underneath. Then he gets to his feet, his butt, fighting the hands, but behind the arms for Piccininni. And now Suriano cuts away and earns the escape, and he's hopping. Something happened. I rolled my ankle.
And he's shaking his head kind of like
This is huge, Christian. This is huge. I know.
And he's got this look on his face like.
Okay, so this happens to me, right? I don't know, weak ankles, or this happened a lot. So you roll over it, it's the same thing. It's what it looked like, right? And it's like, it's kind of painful, but then it'll blow up like a baseball.
Yeah.
And it'll be very, very, so they're going to have to tape that thing up over the shoe, I would bet. He's going to have a tough time walking. He's going to have a tough time.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Get a
replay
here and see what happens if foot gets stuck there.
It just tweaked it just barely. And that's what you just tip it over and kapop. So this is huge. This could change the complexity of the duel right off the bat, Christian. If you give 6 points, he's not going to not wrestle, but he's going to be on 1 foot for the next 2 periods, period and a half.
Tremendous opportunity for Piccininni, and now is Piccininni going to get choice, taking injury time?
Yes, absolutely.
So Piccininni will get to go under. He's proven he can get away. That's another essential aspect here.
The good news for Suriano is he's got the takedown. He doesn't have to go get a takedown. He needs to hold Piccininni off.
Well,
this is going to be tough, man.
He's going
to have to wrestle on a knee.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
this ain't good. Is he done?
No, he's going to try to wrestle.
No way.
Heck yeah, he's going to wrestle.
Look at him walking. He's going to go?
Yeah, he's going to go.
Unbelievable.
Minute 28.
And a trainer.
They're having a talk. Suriano's like, wait, I got away, but yeah.
He doesn't know that he has choice when you take injury time.
I would imagine that's his first injury time in college.
Yeah, I would say so.
So throwing a monkey wrench into the storyline right away.
You do not want to hurt ankle against Nick Piccininni. I mentioned his speed, and now he's up and away.
3-2, and Suriano's wrestling on 1 foot.
And he's going to smell blood, and they're going to say.
And Heil's going to stop it. He's going to stop it. The thing is, they're going to call the match. Suriano wasn't going to quit. Probably, and I'm not calling that quitting, right? He just wasn't going to.
He was never going to choose to not wrestle.
Yes. Heil's making the decision for him. And wow, 6 points right away for Nick Piccininni. And he's upset. He doesn't want to step off. Nick Piccininni's got to get his hand raised.
And you got to think, if you're, Penn State's got smart coaching staff. They know what matters, March, and that's good perspective by them. And honestly, I don't think any version of that's going to win the match either.
No, and especially Piccininni came moving, firing, attacking, and immediately Heil jumped up and said, no. We're not doing any more of this.
Crazy stuff happens in crazy duels, and who would have thought we'd start with an injury to fall? And that's not a way you want to see a duel begin. But at the same time, man, does it add some intrigue as Penn State, in the eyes of many, they might have been the favorite here coming in. I don't know. It's a matter of opinion. But now you give up.
That's a 9-point swing.
9-point swing. On paper, that's a 9-point swing.
Yeah.
And now, you want to talk about bonus points, Cade Brock to the mat against George Carpenter. Cade Brock, one of the most dynamic point scorers in NCAA wrestling, and 133.
And he he thrives in this environment. We saw it against Iowa when he took out Corey Clark right here on this same stage inside Gallagher-Iba with maybe half as many fans, though.
Yeah. Atmosphere here is out of control. I'm looking for an empty seat bed. I can't find one.
Yeah, there's not any in this house. A lot of orange. And a lot of excitement for the Oklahoma State fans. We see Brock pacing back and forth on the match. Will it be Carpenter for Penn State? We'll find out here in just a short moment. Appreciate you guys tuning in as we are going to crown our national dual champion right now.
And so I'm assuming the mentality there by the Penn State coaching staff was, well, let's see if we can ride them out. If we can do it on top, okay. But against Nick Piccininni, if you're the least bit hobbled, you're a sitting duck out there. So I'm thinking that's why they make that decision. Now we're looking number 2, Cade Brock, 22-1. So we're going to shake hands, and we are underway. 133 pounds for Penn State is George Carpenter, unranked. Number 2, Cade Brock, and he's getting right to that elbow control, Bader.
And Carpenter, the only wrestler in this duel meet not ranked, and a shot from the outside. Cade Brock gets another leg. Carpenter over the top, catches an ankle. He needs to hang on to that. Brock
he's in good position,
working his way out, and he might be thinking low leg cradle right away. Looking for some backs, and he's going to get just a 1 count. Carpenter still got a hold of that foot, but the 2 was awarded. And I thought they stepped all the way out, maybe cylinder rule, but they're going to call it still in an escape for Carpenter, 2-1.
And you can't really, if you think about it, George Carpenter keeping that ankle prevented Brock from scooping that bottom leg Turk there. So maybe saving near fall there, just hanging on to that far ankle.
Oh, nice over collar shrug. And he gets to a Merkle here on the side, behind the arms, hands go down, and that's a takedown. Cade Brock, another one, 4-1.
And
first minute of action.
What you're seeing is the variety of offense with Cade Brock. Leg attacks, slide bys. He's got so many ways he can beat you. You don't know where you're safe, because the fact of the matter is there's not really one position you're particularly safe against Cade Brock as he covers 2:03 to go in the first period.
And he's going to try riding here now for a little bit. Tight waist with the right hand, looking for a little head lever chop on the left side. Carpenter trying to back pressure, and they're still up on his base.
We'll see how long he works for the turn here. Maybe accumulate a little bit of riding time. So when you see Cade get near fall, it's often from neutral. Maybe he's working for a stall call here as Carpenter struggling to work up, and now he's got that ankle scoop in a little better position here. And this crowd, I think they would like to see a warning on Carpenter, and it could potentially be merited as Carpenter's starting to build up.
If I'm Oklahoma State, I'm thinking we need to cut him and go for another takedown. But as I say that,
there he's getting a count.
That's why I'm not the coach. 2 points, 4, check that. in the bank.
Big points for Cade Brock.
And now he's going to try to continue to pour it on. 8-1 with a minute left in the first. Riding time up at almost 1:20.
And I was with you, Beta. I said you've taken the guy down twice, and it looked relatively at will. Why wait? But you're seeing why.
Double legs. Carpenter just kind of stuck underneath. Hasn't had much of an answer.
Sometimes you see a stalemate from this position when there's not much progress from the leg, but Brock transitions, and there's the warning as he goes figure four. Carpenter struggling to build up.
They say he's clinching up underneath. Now he tries to push back, gets his knees underneath him.
Oh, almost gets
Brock
that cradle.
needs to not let him go with 20 seconds to go. Great job. Great job by Cade Brock. It almost looked like he was going to cut him away, and then immediately level change as Carpenter's trying to get away, blew through him and took him to the took him out of bounds.
Yeah, good range there from Brock as he was about to square up, and he's just able to hit a nice penetration step on that double right on the edge. 12 to go as it's an 8-1 lead for Oklahoma State's freshman Cade Brock. Local boy is Cade Brock, Stillwater High School here in Oklahoma. And there's the ride out, 2:17 of riding time.
8-1 for Cade Brock after the first period. He has choice and he will start underneath here at the beginning of the second period.
George from the top.
Brock gonna go under to start the second. Carpenter covers. Nice sit out by Brock as he's looking for hand control.
He keeps those elbows in, he's up to his feet, and there's the escape. Make it 9-1. Cade Brock has an 8-point lead. It's already in the major decision range. Carpenter can't back out of bounds.
And there's a point.
That is a point, yes.
Brock got right to that elbow control and underhook, and Carpenter not able to clear it, not able to stay on the mat. That's a stall as Brock changed that level to that low single. So that makes it 10-1 now. 1:33 to go in the second period, and he once again has Carpenter on the edge. 2-on-1 for Brock.
Carpenter kind of got a 2-on-1 as well.
Yeah.
Head's way off to the side, though. It's more like a defensive tactic. Well, regardless, they blow that dead. 1:19 left in the second.
Smart hand fighting there. Another low single fake.
Stuttering. Carpenter not biting, nice. But he goes right to it, fakes and then goes. He's in deep. Circles towards the head. Brock scores another takedown. Make it 12-1. 1 minute to go in the second period, and he's thinking tech fall or pinfall.
Claw right on that left side. He's got him on the edge. Probably be a good opportunity as he throws that boot in. They'll give him a restart. 48 to go.
48 seconds remaining, second period at 1:33. Brock indicating an optional start.
So we'll see if Brock actually lets him go. Yes, he does.
45 seconds left in the second period. He needs a takedown.
It's 12-2, 42 to go. But that riding time point likely come low single.
Shoots in from the outside. And now they say keep him down. He's going to look to ride Carpenter for the rest of the second period. 30 seconds left here.
Yeah, you glance at head coach John Smith. He says keep him down, ride him out. You can basically lock up riding time here. That claw ride there. He slips in a boot. He's close to swipes. Nothing
yet. That's how
yet.
he scored his first set of back points. Back when I thought he should cut him.
Trying to predict what Cade Brock's going to do, Bader, is one of the more difficult things.
That's my fault.
Yeah. 14-2 after 2. Riding time officially locked. Make it 15-2. And now, do you work for the tech, or do you?
I think you try to go fall.
Go for the.
I think
go for the fall.
You give it a couple good attempts. No tilts. Unless he's like, you know what, we're just going to tech him and we'll see what happens.
Unless you go Sammy Brooks tilt. He gets that roll through as tight as anyone in the country.
So 14-3 now. 11-point lead for Cade Brock.
Carpenter just outmanned here as they're on the edge. What's the call?
Out of bounds.
Action.
I think Guerrero just had 2 takedowns, so.
Low single, but able to recover to the double leg.
There's a variety of attacks that he can display. I think you said that earlier, Christian. It's a real treat.
Let's see what the coaching staff's saying. No real strong indications. And he's going to go optional, let him up, making it 16-4. Effectively 17-4 with that right time. Nice slide by again, drops down to the legs, close to 2. But Carpenter looking to pass.
An ankle, yeah, over the top. Squirmy position here. Carpenter trying to wiggle his way into something better, and
stalemate.
referee blows that one
potentially
dead.
Dangerous, excuse me.
Knee was kind of out of whack there, so 12-point lead.
Okay.
Carpenter's job, obviously, is stop the bleeding. Try to fend him off, slow him down. We got just over a minute to go in this match.
Back to that elbow control for Cade Brock. Good position here. As you see Carpenter trying to pull it off. He clears the ties. 57 to go. There's another shot.
Oh, but Carpenter's going to have the takedown.
Nice re-attack by Carpenter.
So
that changes
big.
everything.
That is big. Carpenter looking to save a team point, and that takedown very much looks like that may have just done that. If Carpenter slapped the cradle on him, that'd be something. Brock on his hip.
And Brock
a little frustrated.
Little
Now
fatigued here, maybe.
And I think that's mental, right? If he's taking shots and getting takedowns, he wasn't getting fatigued. Now you get taken down, and I think it's, you know.
And that's the thing about dual meets. If this is the NCAA tournament, no one's talking about Cade Brock's almost tech fall that was a major. In a dual meet, that team point could be essential.
Yeah, I'll tell you in about 2 hours.
Yeah. They're going to warn Brock.
Stalling on Brock. Again, I think it's just a little, he got fatigued.
And Carpenter stops the bleeding there a little bit, preserves that bonus point, and makes it a major decision for Cade Brock. But after 2 matches, it's 10-0 Oklahoma State.
I would not have guessed that. Wouldn't have guessed it. And this place is jamming. There you see highlights of the match. That first takedown. And I'll tell you, Brock's low singles, doubles.
Throw-bys.
You know, in throw-bys, we didn't see any boot scoots or inside trips or double overs.
He didn't really get to any, he never got to an overhook, which is the position where he's particularly dangerous. Now we're going to look at 141, familiar foes here.
Very.
Dean Heil, Jimmy Gulibon, they wrestled a year ago. Pretty competitive match at Rec Hall. Wrestled in Ironman a couple years before then, where Heil was the winner.
They got about a minute, maybe even longer, and they've both got their lead foot on the line. They're, you know, 1.5 feet apart, just kind of hanging out.
And Dean Heil been undefeated all year long.
Yeah, Heil's doing a fantastic job. Looking to repeat as an NCAA champion. Look at, is he staring? Is he staring at Jimmy?
I don't know.
No. I think maybe he's looking at him more than he's staring at him.
Now he's looking at you better.
Well, you know, I don't blame him.
All right, we're shaking hands. Now they said 30 seconds here.
13-6 for Jimmy Gulibon, 23-0 for the Dean of Mean.
You know, and the one thing that makes Jimmy, or why Jimmy struggles with him, is Dean is maybe the toughest guy to finish on at this weight, or maybe anyways. We're underway, 141 pounds. Dean Heil, #1, Oklahoma State, taking on Jimmy Gulibon, Penn State. There's a shot, front headlock, looking drag, go behind. Inside control for Heil. Now they break free.
And Gulibon, a very highly touted 4-time Pennsylvania State champion, hasn't quite delivered as some may have expected, but yeah, he can wrestle with anybody.
He can go with anybody, and you know, guy was in the NCAA semis as a sophomore. Not many guys can say that. Has not had the success many people thought he might, moving up at 141. But he's been doing a nice job lately. Won, I believe, 7 of his last 8 matches. He's got that great high crotch, good go-behinds, but Dean Heil just been unflappable. He's been in some sticky matches, always finds a way to get his hand raised. There's that high crotch.
From space, good hit from Gulibon's second effort. And he gets in a little deep here. Gulibon over the top, has a hold of that foot, but it's not a very strong grip. Still has a hold of that foot. Now he loses it and turns down. 2-point takedown for Dean Heil, and he goes to work on top, attacks the arm on the near side and controls that wrist.
Great side. That's one of Dean Heil's best leg attacks. And like I mentioned with Suriano earlier, not a volume shooter, but when they get in, they finish. And you're seeing that now. He slips a boot in. Tough spot here for Jimmy Gulibon. Head on the mat. Good ride here by Dean Heil. And now Penn State's in a position where, they may need an upset in this match.
I mean, getting ahead of ourselves, but it could be 13-0 after this match, and John Smith did not like that stalemate call as he had the leg in and was trying to go to work on top.
Yeah, I can understand his frustration there from that position, but there's got to be progress one way or the other. If you're both kind of in, if Heil's not improving and Jimmy's not improving from that position, as he slaps a mean crossface, but Gulibon up to his feet, turns, cuts, and there's the escape. 39 seconds of riding time for Heil. A nice opening chunk there.
2-1, 1 minute to go here in the first, 141 pounds.
The key for Gulibon, if he wants to get in this match, when he gets to that high crotch, he has to finish quick. Needs to double off right away. If Heil's able to throw that head inside, you're right in Dean Heil's wheelhouse.
Heil again tries a level change. Nice defense, good positioning from Gulibon. Down to 30 left. Shot again from space for Heil. Can't quite get there, a little far out.
Jimmy got some picking up his hand fighting, looking to snap and pull. Now just 7 to go. Looks like we're gonna coast on into the second period, and it's Dean Heil with a 2-1 lead, 39 seconds of riding time as we start the second. Gulibon's choice, he's gonna go under once more. Gulibon did a nice job sealing off, not letting that boot in after the restart. We'll see if he can do that once again.
He covers on the right side, chops immediately.
Boot in.
Goes right back to the boot. Now we're looking for like a banana split type movement here. Gulibon just standing up like, okay, let's stalemate this. And they do. 10 seconds, fall off the clock.
Another chop, same breakdown there by Dean Heil. Boot comes in and a nice crossface. Behind the arms now is Heil, but keeping a tripod is Jimmy Gulibon as he looks for hand control.
And it seems like Heil's slipping off the side with that leg, but he's fine.
Nice mat return. Looking leg switch here is Gulibon as he's caught that far ankle.
But also with the far ankle is Dean Heil.
Heil's typically solid far ankle, but that's kind of the bread and butter position for Penn State. And this is probably another stalemate position unless Jimmy can look a little more like he's progressing.
So the Penn State coaches are really like coaching Jimmy right through this spot. Like there was something to work on maybe, but stalemated, and we'll take it back to the center, 107 to go.
Yeah, Penn State's amazing far ankle, maybe the best far ankle scramble team in the country. So they're experienced in that position, and certainly Jimmy is nice stand up by Gulibon.
And he's up and away, so we're not at 2-2. Riding time's gonna stop at 1:37. 1:37 in favor of Dean Heil on the riding time clock.
Okay, there's a shot, nice shot by Jimmy Gulibon, rolling him through, working to finish. And
Gulibon.
These scrambles are tough, but Heil has got to be careful here. He's nearly been pinned from these non-controlled situations several times this year.
That's close.
And he might need to just give it up. Got to be careful here if you're Dean Heil.
Wow, that's close, but not a pin. We had a perfect angle right there. And now Penn State wants a takedown. He's got the leg hook, but Dean Heil still locked through the crotch, why I believe they're not giving the points.
Locked through the crotch, but that could be the very hold that ends up pinning him.
Oh man, that's close. Dean Heil, gotta be careful.
Might want to bail out. It's 2 points.
5 seconds to go. Oh, wow.
Gotta be careful.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Why not? Does he feel like he can't bail out there? Why is he not letting go?
Well, he didn't give up the takedown. It was the right move. The heart attack, but I mean, right? He made the right decision.
So it's 2-2, but 137 of riding time, and Heil has choice.
He starts underneath. Jimmy Gulibon now on top, pinching that ankle.
And that's one of his go-to positions. He loves to just pinch with those thighs.
Makes his feet crossed.
He does that, and he looks to chop and get a wrist for his tilts. He's really good. He can go roll through. He's got a couple of different ways he can get near fall, but this is Dean Heil we're talking about. Undefeated, an NCAA champion, ranked #1 in the country, and he's close to getting away. Looking to Granby, gotta be careful.
Be careful. And he, very wisely, you saw him belly down, try to wrestle to the position and not give up any exposure, any back points. Same deal.
And he got a 1 count.
Gotta be careful. Gulibon doing a great job riding. Riding time still in favor, though, of Dean Heil.
It's in favor, but the point's not coming now in all likelihood.
Yeah, it's under a minute.
That was one of the first obstacles he needed to combat.
And they're going to go neutral. Jimmy says, coaches say, Jimmy, go to your feet. Jimmy looks at the ref and says, I want to go neutral. So 3-2. We got a great one here, 3-2.
I'm telling you what, Jimmy looks prepared when he gets to legs. Nearly having that finish there. If he can give himself another opportunity. So we got 1:06 to go.
So you're going to see Gulibon move forward and press on here.
Under a minute now, 52 seconds of riding time. Is a 3-2 lead for Dean Heil. High crotch, but good defense by Dean Heil. He recovers, they're on the edge. 45 to go. Still just a 1-point lead for Dean Heil. 3-2, riding time not a factor. There's a shot.
Stuffed immediately by Gulibon. Gulibon presses forward, 35 seconds to go.
Heil's reacting a lot here.
Oh, and Jimmy Gulibon gets to the leg, head on the inside single. He's over the top, and he's stepped and he hooks. He might, oh my goodness, the exact same position we saw before. The ref standing right over it, laying right in front of it anyways. And Dean Heil, can he hang on here? Jimmy Gulibon looking for a takedown or a fall.
An inch away.
An inch away.
There it is.
He was flat, maybe not long enough. He was flat. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time! Time! No takedown given. No takedown given.
Playing with fire is Dean Heil, and once again, the NCAA champion does not get burned. Heil finds a way. Gulibon so close. But that win makes it 13-0.
Wow, that was pretty crazy there, Christian. Dean Heil, he's got magic tricks. I mean, he's got a lot of guts to hang on like that. You know, and like the thing is, you're either risking giving up the takedown to lose the match, or potentially give up 6 points and get pinned. So crazy. And you know, this wrestler, top to bottom, full of studs. Seven wrestlers out of 20 are ranked 1 or 2, and both of our wrestlers here, of course, are 1 and 2. This is your marquee matchup of the entire event, and it's 13-0 Oklahoma State.
Crazy.
Penn State.
And you know, you figured going into 149, Oklahoma State should have the lead, but 13-0.
That wasn't probably what people would have predicted. Do you think Zain Train's ever taken the mat when they haven't won any matches yet?
I would say no.
Unless they start at 149.
Yeah, maybe if they started at 33. And a true measuring stick here for Anthony Collica. climbs all the way to the number 2. He got over the hump against Brandon Sorensen, but can he get over the hump that is Zain Retherford?
It's a bigger hump. It's a much bigger hump.
It's a bigger, better, stronger hump.
If you want to get over it.
You're right, but Collica's in his gym. And one thing you can say about Collica that a lot of people can is he's been able to keep matches close with Retherford in the past, losing 2-0 and 4-1 in their last 2 meetings.
Well, world, get ready to do this thing right now. 149 pounds, number 1, undefeated and returning national of Penn State, number 2, Anthony Collica of Oklahoma State. Collica 17-1 on the year.
And you're gonna see Collica, he frustrates a lot of his opponents with that lefty head tap there. He frustrated Levon Mays with it in the Missouri duel as we're coming up 2:38 to go in the first period. Likes to keep guys at bay here. Wants to wrestle from space, uses great motion to get to his single and his high crotch. He's got solid re-attacks too, as does Zain Retherford. Retherford very positionally sound.
And right away, we see a lot of movement from space, tapping, coming in, coming out from Collica.
Shot from space there by Retherford. This tempo, this distance is where Collica wants to be.
And so far, he's doing a good job. Zain can't quite close that distance and get his hands on Collica.
Hard clubs there from Collica. Shot, and there's that lefty sweep. You see the speed of Collica, one of the quickest 49s in the country, but the reactions and the positioning of Retherford are pristine. It takes a number of attacks to penetrate his hands. And even if you get your hands locked on a leg, it's a very difficult proposition finishing on this guy.
So we're just about midway point of the first period. Minute and a half to go. Shot, reshot.
And you're seeing Collica has fired off 2 re-attacks now.
Ooh.
As good, looked like Retherford looked a level change there and just kind of lost his balance.
Zain, if this is freestyle, he's controlling the center of the mat for sure. And now we see a shot, got to the leg, but couldn't quite get his hands locked. Kind of what you were alluding to earlier.
See the power of Retherford. He's not just a scrambler. He's able to just kind of flex that leg back. Good sprawl. Couldn't keep his hands locked on the leg. Collica, as we're coming up on 57 to go in the first period. Still scoreless here. 13-0 lead for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Head taps from Collica. Finger fight now. They break free. Good activity from both guys. Both firing off leg attacks. Now getting to the ties. Break free again. And Retherford giving Collica a taste of his own medicine. Hands to the face there.
And I feel like Collica is implementing a solid game plan thus far. And, 0-0 first period favors Anthony Collica.
Yeah, no question. You don't want to get yourself in a position where you have to come back against Zain Retherford. 10 seconds to go. Tied at 0. No stall warnings. A pretty even match. Retherford unable to really give himself many opportunities. Yeah. That'll do it for the first. Scoreless. Collica going to have choice. He's going to go under now, and you go underneath Zain Retherford when you're freshest.
Zain with just 3 losses so far in his career. Collica trying to make that 4.
2 to Stieber and 1 to Mitchell Porter. Those are 2 pretty good guys to lose to. As Collica up to his feet right away. Zain's going to want to throw legs.
And nice job,
breakdown.
drags him back to the mat. It's going to go spiral ride. The legs trying to come in. Collica catches it. Up to his feet, over on the edge and trying to get out. Away, that is. And Collica's still on his feet. Zain drops down to a leg. Good movement by Collica. Zain doing a nice job following, maintaining control. Riding time's up to 30 seconds. 30 seconds into the period, minute and a half to go.
And up to his feet. Good job by Collica. And he wants a stalemate here, and he gets it. Good movement by Collica, and that just shows you how hard it is to get away from Zain Retherford. That was some great bottom wrestling, but Zain Retherford clinging.
Minute 22 to go. 38 seconds of riding time for Zain Retherford. And again, Collica back up to his feet, and again, Zain drags him to the mat, and now Zain's got that right leg in. Collica to his feet. Collica's going to stay right there, trying to fight a hand.
Same thing. Collica says, get off me.
Get off me.
52 seconds of riding time for Retherford, already built up. Tripod.
Spiral ride. Nothing flashy or overly impressive. Well, the ride is impressive, but it's just not, doesn't look
Same position, but he's
amazing.
high, off to the
Off
side.
To the side, Collica, but Zain's pinching those knees, pinching those thighs, pinching his elbows together, and now they hit Zain for stalling. Cody and Kale step on the mat. And I think what Cody's saying is he's taking the leg and putting it in. He's grabbing the leg and putting it in, but it does look like Zain's trying to.
Now leg comes in other side for Retherford. Same position.
But Retherford's got the arm trapped on the opposite side.
Leg was in, then the stand up. So that would be, if it's on anyone, they're gonna give him a stalemate. And John Smith's on the stage. I think he wants another warning.
I think the thing is, John's like, you called it a stall last time, why'd you call it stalemate this time?
Because if you get up to your feet and they throw a leg in, it's on the top man. If the guy's got the leg in and stands up, vice versa.
And Zain thought about putting that leg in, doesn't do it, and he's gonna take Collica over to the edge. And we'll take him out of bounds. Nice job, 20 seconds to go in the period. 1:40 riding time built up for Zain Retherford.
And Cody Sanderson continues to say he's trying to put the leg in. Collica, that is. Out to the side now, and see, look, he grabs that foot. Same thing, what's the call? It's a difficult position. They're gonna hit him, there's a stall point.
Stalling in one, a point for Collica if he can get away. Now we're gonna have a discussion. Coach Sanderson says, let's chat. I wanna talk now. Let's see if Coach Schmidt jumped up on the stage. The referees will discuss first. Chris Perry over on the right side of your screen getting in the ear of Collica, whispering something here. So,
this is a really difficult situation for this official to negotiate.
yes.
This is the right call. It's tough to say what it is. And there's a warning against Penn State. The call is going to stand. 1-0 Collica. 1:50 of riding time for Retherford.
10 seconds to go. It's going to be a third period takedown or overtime, Christian. Would you agree?
I would agree. What do you call here? 7 seconds.
Oh!
He hops off.
Thought he was going to get away. And he tried to a Granby, but Retherford hangs onto the ankles, and Zain Retherford, once again, in a tight match. He was in in Carver Hawkeye.
Hey, he's going to, listen, Bader.
Yes, sir.
If Retherford escapes here under a minute, he's in the lead.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Good call.
And he's up to his feet right away is Zain Retherford. There's the escape. Collica needs more. Zain can't stall, but that's pretty rare you would see that from Zain Retherford from the neutral position. So it's 1-1 on the scoreboard, but 1:51 of riding time. So Retherford has the advantage. Collica's needs to get something going on his feet.
And let's see how offensive Zain Retherford continues, or if he continues to be offensive. Still holding the center of the mat. And now we see Collica fires off an attack. He's to the leg, to the left side, coming out the back door. Zain Retherford over the top. He's catching ankles, tying things up a little bit. Collica trying to make room.
I think Collica's resigned to the stalemate. Maybe not.
And Zain trying to wrestle through the position. Now Zain trying to go. Nothing. Wow, great scramble between the two. Zain hustles back to the center of the mat. 1:06 to go. Under a minute to go, 52 seconds. Will Anthony Collica be able to get another takedown? Not another, a takedown.
Retherford's in the middle. It's going to be tough to hit him for stalling. There's another shot, though.
Continuing to wrestle now, a stalling. Wow, wouldn't that be something?
Sends it into overtime. It's 1-1 on the scoreboard, but riding time is for Retherford. He's winning by 1. Retherford in the lead with 27 to go.
Collica needs to fire off about 3 more attacks to get that stall call
Only
hit.
20 seconds. He's not giving himself the opportunities. There's a shot. Good defense by Zain Retherford. Will they pull the trigger on the stall call with just 12 seconds to go? Another shot.
Standing in there. He's standing in there. I don't think they're going to hit him for stalling, nor do I necessarily think it's warranted. And that'll do it. 3, 2, 1. And that's going to end it. Penn State with the W. Zain kind of looked over at the corner and shrugged like, but he's going to do it. 2-1, Zain Retherford.
Once again, Zain Retherford leaves a hostile crowd with his hand raised in a dicey one. Had a tight one at Carver with Sorensen. And here a strange one against Collica with the stall calls on top. But Retherford once again finding a way to win in a must-win match.
Yeah, absolutely. They had to win that one. Penn State can't go down 15-0. Well, they could, but.
There you're seeing head coach Cale Sanderson of Penn State.
Joined by his brother.
No shortage of drama these first 4. You know, even 33.
Amazing wrestlers going to step onto the mat yet again at 157 pounds. Jason Nolf bouncing around, enjoying the music. Jason Nolf steps onto the mat. He's going to put on the red ankle bands. Joe Smith, green ankle band. Smith, an All-American, 7th place at the NCAA Championships 1 year ago. Jason Nolf, 2nd. Runner-up a year ago, and of course, Imar moved up to 65, which means Jason Nolf's your #1 guy. 18-0 on the season for Nolf, 8-3 for Smith. So it should be a really fun one, Christian.
It's going to be outstanding. They've battled twice before. Nolf getting his hand raised both times. And we are underway, 157 pounds. Jason Nolf, Penn State, ranked #1 in the country, taking on Joe Smith, Oklahoma State.
Smith gets an underhook on the right side, deep underhook.
Club underhook left side for Joe Smith.
You got to be thinking they made some adjustments and have a game plan coming into this match. They being Joe Smith and Oklahoma State, yeah. Jason Nolf just does what he wants.
Nolf does what he wants. They've got a game plan. You can execute a game plan against Jason Nolf for a little while, but can he put it together?
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
He snaps your head into the floor.
He's in his face now. Is Joe Smith doing a nice job?
Seems like his game plan is to close that gap, apply pressure to Nolf, and not let him fire off all of his shots. And I got to think underhook's a part of this game plan.
Yeah, and you know, who's Jason Nolf's collegiate losses to? Isaiah Martinez. Maybe they're saying maybe there's something to that. He's also beaten Imar, the only guy. Nice shot, single leg whizzer by Joe Smith up to his feet with it. Is now Nolf swinging a miss.
Jinx. And Nolf still working on that. Shin whizzer here from Joe Smith. Nolf's got that arm jacked up. Excuse me, that leg jacked up. Trying to trip across. Joe still up to his feet. Not anymore. Takes him clear off the mat. Puts him down for 2, and an immediate escape makes it 2-1.
Good patience on the finish by Nolf. Getting to that single. Nice whizzer. There's a good snap by Jason Nolf.
He uses his whole body when he snaps. The other guys will pull with the arms, but I mean, he seems to put his leg and back into it. Minute 15 to go in the first. 2-1, Jason Nolf with the lead. He's backing on his shot, in on the head inside, on his left side, up to the feet now. Joe Smith fighting a wrist and a shallow whizzer up by the armpit on the tricep.
Looking back,
and
trip
once
another.
again, Nolf's gonna take him to the mat. 2 more, make it 4-1. 1 minute to go. Smith trying to wrestle over on the edge. And they're going to go out of bounds. We'll take it back to the center. 45 seconds to go. 11 seconds of riding time for Jason Nolf.
Yeah, riding time's a little low. Probably going to be in the 20, 30.
And Casey Cunningham says, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah,
They
Nolf
want to keep this pace going.
Nolf doesn't get tired. And they're thinking bonus points here. That's Penn State's mentality coming into this match. He was able to major him at NCAAs. We're going to have 19 seconds of riding time put on for Nolf. He's going to let him up.
40 seconds to go. 4-2 is your score. Jason Nolf leads Joe Smith. 30 seconds to go in the first. And Nolf's got a bloody nose.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody face, something.
He had so many. I don't know how they don't see it.
The refs are looking for move. Smith fires off an attack. He's shallow. And this looks like a scoring opportunity for Jason Nolf. Drag, circle, 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 catches that ankle, and he's going to go 2 more. And he's got to be thinking about a major decision as he scored 3 takedowns here in the first, and now we'll fix that blood.
And Nolf's been dealing with this bloody nose all year long. Going back to the Keystone Classic, I remember he headlocked someone, and he tried to hide. Well, because he had the kid on his back, he tried to cover up that he was bleeding so he could pin this guy. So it was pretty hilarious. But anyways, a couple duels ago, they must have had 10 stoppages in the match. Just kept coming open.
Unlimited blood time, right?
Unlimited blood time in college, and they had to resort to taping his entire nose up.
Around the head?
Yeah, around the whole head.
That's always that's a good look.
Yeah, kind of levels the playing field, makes him.
You got to do what you can. 6-2. 10 seconds to go in the first. Smith tripods up. Nolf catches that near leg. And takes Smith back to the mat right as the horn sounds.
Strong first period.
6-2 lead for Jason Nolf.
29 seconds in running time on both sides of the clock, so it's not of significance yet.
Nolf up to his feet, looking at him stepping around. He's thinking Peterson. Joe Smith needs to look to return here. Hands are cleared.
And they're going to say that Penn State's asking for a stall call. And it's just going to be an escape for Nolf. Make it 7-2. Minute 35 to go in the second period. And the riding time stops at 7 seconds in favor of Nolf, who finds another single and he's going to trip again and make it 2 more. So 9-2, just like that. Jason Nolf, he was thinking pancake there.
Bonus points would be big here, and he's well on pace for it as it's 9-3. Riding time can't be right at 17 seconds, can it, Bader? There's a shot. Left side high crotch for Nolf.
And he's in. Joe Smith kind of
sitting in the corner there.
Yeah, now Nolf gets the head underneath the leg. Presses back. And he's going to find another takedown. And he's got a bundle. A bundle. He's going to try to take him over. Oh, Jason Nolf is an animal.
Good fight from Joe Smith as he's kind of got his hands on a leg. Got to watch out for a cradle as well.
11-3, 40 seconds to go in the second period. Riding time up over 30 seconds in favor of Jason Nolf, who really has got that bundle tight. Some people call it a barbed wire. Shoving that head. Now he releases, and they're going to go stalemate. Back to the center. Fresh start on the whistle. 28 seconds to go.
Riding time at 44 for Jason Nolf.
Remaining in the second period at 1:57. Nolf indicating an optional start.
Nolf looking for more takedowns here in the last 30 seconds. 11-4. Riding time stops at 45 seconds. Nice. And I mean, he just doesn't stop attacking. 2 more for Jason Nolf, 13-4. 10 seconds to go in the period.
Bottom leg Turk, but Joe Smith has the leg. It's going to prevent any near fall potentially. It's 13-4. Riding time.
Oh, he's got a little half with his arm. And on the leg, but that's going to do it. Time runs out in the second period. 13-4, Jason Nolf leads Joe Smith, and he's got 59 seconds of riding time. And Nolf's just going to cut him all day long.
Yeah, Joe Smith, pretty difficult guy to turn as we're seeing, but Nolf definitely has the advantage from neutrals. He's going to let him up, making it 13-5. Riding time at exactly 1 minute for Jason Nolf. So unless Joe Smith can find his way to a takedown, that riding time point's going to be coming. There's a shot. Same single. Nice limp arm. And immediately.
Takedown, escape, 15-5.
More blood.
And the plug comes out. Minute 4 on the riding time. Minute 41 to go in the match. 10-point lead for Jason Nolf.
And the Penn State coaching staff wants this match to start right now. They wants it to continue, excuse me.
Yeah.
They know what they believe they have a real advantage in the conditioning department.
Well, I've never seen anybody out-condition Jason Nolf, so they got a point, probably.
1:35 to go in the third as it's 15-5, riding time at 1:04. Another shot, and it comes up. There's a warning against Joe Smith. The first one, there's a takedown.
17-6.
You never know if Nolf's actually letting you up.
Right, he's just keeping his hands all over Joe Smith.
Another double.
And they're coming quickly now. Nolf's trying to break him. Joe Smith stops that shot. We got more blood, maybe? He says, I'm okay. He tried to put his own nose plug back in, and the ref's like, no.
Need a new one. What'd he do?
He took the nose plug out and just threw it forward, and it hit the trainer square in the forehead. Yeah, he didn't mean, no, and then I think he threw his hand up like, sorry. I think he kind of threw it out of frustration.
Yeah, it's got to be annoying that
yeah.
It happens almost every match.
And pace is his thing, and of course that breaks into the pace. 19-8, 1 minute to go. Minute 17 of riding time in favor of Jason Nolf, who is just pouring it on. Joe Smith gets to the leg.
Nolf threatening here.
Yeah. And he's coming over the top now. Nolf trying to go one way, trying to go the other. Catches that foot. Jason Nolf trying to push it. Pull it, and he's gonna. He's got a takedown. It's gonna be a cradle. He's got a cradle locked up. Nolf does. 33 seconds to go. And it's kind of an awkward position, but you can readjust it and take it back over.
Good flexibility by Smith here. Is helping him out so far. 23 seconds to go. Smith able to recover.
Low leg cradle attempt. Now just to the leg is Jason Nolf, and he's going to collect both. Another takedown, 23-9.
So he's up 14. Our ride out is the tech here. 5 seconds. So 5 seconds for the ride out, and
that's going to be 5, I believe. We'll give it 5 more seconds. Joe Smith needs to get away to save a team point. Doesn't look like it's going to happen.
And there's the tech. 24-9 with riding time for number 1, Jason Nolf. Impressive performance.
Jason Nolf's really good.
Breaking. Breaking news there from Mark Bader. There's the classic number 1s from Jason Nolf.
Yeah, he's going to hustle out of here. We'll take a look at some of these takedowns from Nolf. Let's just see. He had a field day. I don't even know how many takedowns he got on that. And he showed a variety, displayed a variety of attacks, go behinds, takedowns, leg attacks. Continuously snapping, double legs.
Wrestling fans, we're going to take a 10-minute intermission, so feel free to stretch your legs and check out the concession stand as we get ready.
And like you said, you never know when he's going to cut you. You never know when he's going to do what. So that was a tech fall. At the end of the first, it's 13-8, Oklahoma State leads Penn State, and we'll be back right after this.
Next to you. Thank you.
Reading through financial documents to refinance your home, or you could push that button. Skip the paperwork and get a mortgage solution in minutes. Lift the burden of getting a home loan with Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
TheraWorks Clinical, the Marines, and Basqua, thank you for your sponsorship of the national duels.
And I tell you, Christian, it's been a wild first half of this duel meet as we go back. You know, things got kicked off, and whoa, Nick Piccininni comes out 6-point default, injury default over Nick Suriano, and you know, let's just hope Suriano's all right. You know, and for the duel meet, it is what it is. But gosh, I'd hate to see that be something that's going to affect him later on in the season. And he's had such a great run this year as a freshman. We wish him well, and you got to bet he's going to stay off the mat as long as it takes to be as healthy as he can before a Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, you know, savvy move there by Coach Sanderson and them. Not only do you save your guy maybe further injury, but there's a seeding implication there. If he sucks it up and wrestles to a loss there, that hurts his seed. If it's an injury default, it's a different story. So, you know, that's going to be the mentality there. And, you know, smart call. It's a sad way to begin the match, but man, when you talk about dual drama, little things can become big things. One ankle roll changed this duel.
Yeah, amazing.
And now we take a look at Cade Brock, who kept scoring and scoring and scoring until the third period, where George Carpenter kind of stopped the bleeding and what looked like an imminent tech fall there. I don't know if Brock shot himself out of gas or what it was. I mean, you credit Carpenter there for learning there on the re-attack, as he's clearly outgunned, but it's just a major decision.
It was that far ankle too. How you talked about Penn State so good at those far ankles.
That's their position. They're great there. And this match, we're going to be talking about this one.
Oh my goodness.
I tell you what, how many times is Dean Heil gonna nearly get pinned, locked around the crotch? Someone at some point is gonna slap the mat.
There was a moment where both shoulders were down, and I think it's 1 full second, right? That's the rule, but that's obviously not how that doesn't get called the same, right? Different refs have different discretion, and like you said, some refs might be eager to call that one.
And now you got to think everyone has watched this duel. Everyone just is seeing it. Everyone's following Dean Heil's career season, and I'm sure some people feel like he should have given up a pin at some point.
You know who it was different situations, but not necessarily that different. Was this Chris Perry? He got pinned by Logan Storley in the national duels.
In the national duels
4 years ago or something like that.
And you know what? He continually ended up in that position.
Yeah.
He ended up in that position against Mike Evans in the NCAA semifinals, and he was able to survive. So these Cowboys play with fire in that position, and more often than not, they go unscathed. As we look, Oklahoma State, the most storied tradition in collegiate wrestling, 34, count them, NCAA titles in wrestling, 51 across all sports. Great school, great program here, and the legends that have wrestled for this school. Man, you could go on forever.
A bunch in attendance. I saw Johnny Cross, Johnny Thompson,
Leroy Smith, obviously.
Smith, John Smith. They're just.
And you got young guys here too. You see Dayton Fix, you see a Caden Gefeller. You know.
Yeah.
No one was going to miss this duel.
So they packed the house. We're still waiting on word for the official number, but looking to break the attendance record here at Gallagher-Iba Arena. And as we look back let's talk about storied programs. There you are, Oklahoma State #1. Penn State down there with 6 titles, but 5 of those came in the last 6 years. So they are the team of the now, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, unbelievable. They set the bar high, but Oklahoma State has a shot to win it this year. They really do. They've shown it all year long. Things are going to have to come together for them, just like things are going to have to come together for Penn State NCAAs. And, you know, health plays a huge role in that, you know. Iowa finds their backs against the wall because a guy as good as Sam Stoll is not available right now. You know, could Penn State find themselves in a situation, they've got maybe some more guns than Iowa does, but to lose a Suriano that you could maybe pencil him in for the finals or at least top 3 based on the body of work so far, now you're wondering what you're going to get. Of course, this duel is it's loaded. 19 of the top 20 and top 11. You know, we talked about it. This is the duel of legends, high school legends. I mean, you've got 59 total state titles. You've got world champions, multiple world champions. So the first half delivered. You saw the ability. You saw how talented these guys are.
Yeah, this is just a fantastic duel. And a fantastic arena. Gallagher, Iba. And I tell you, our next 2 matches, Christian, are 2 more of our marquee matchups. You got 165 Vincenzo Joseph for Penn State and Chandler Rogers for Oklahoma State. And that's going to be a couple, like we said before, high-flying guys that, you know, can put points up on the board, can get pins, and it's #5 versus #7. So yet again, another swing match.
Yeah, Vincenzo Joseph, just watching him in warm-ups, just goofing around. You can tell he probably knows he's in a big match, but his you know, mentality, I guess, is, you know, laid back and ready to go. Chandler Rogers, can he ride the momentum that Oklahoma State has into this match and extend their lead? If they want to win this, if they want to remain the #1 dual team in the country, they need a win here from Chandler Rogers. And wouldn't it be something if he found his way to a pin? We've seen him do it so many times before.
This place would go insane. This place would go insane.
And then take a look. Then we'll go, man, we're going to come out guns a-blazing. Chinzo Rogers, then Mark Hall, Kyle Crutchmer. Rematch from the Southern Scuffle. And I was talking with even some Penn State people, and they said, we know this is going to be a different match. We know that it's not going to come like it did. We are expecting a very tight bout here. And I'm sure Mark Hall knows that's coming too, and I believe that Kyle Crutchmer is going to have a better game plan and give a better representation of himself. They did at the Southern Scuffle.
As we check out some of these highlights, to your point, I don't feel like that was the best Kyle Crutchmer that I've seen. I think he just didn't wrestle his best. I don't know if it was nervous or just, you know, it just happens sometimes. But at the same time, in the same breath, Mark Hall's only getting better, and he's progressing quickly, and he's in a room that has seemed to prove that they develop wrestlers and they do a great job of it. So. Going to be interested to see what happens there at 174 pounds. Mark Hall, of course, getting the best last time. 84. What is it, 5 versus 2?
Yeah.
Right, and he was 4th last year, was Nolan Boyd. But, man, that Bo Nickal, he just lets it fly. He's so much fun, so carefree. Really just having a good time out on the mat, trying to do some fun stuff. Yeah, exactly. And you're threatened from all positions. There's not a position where you're safe against Bo Nickal. He can put you on your back with throws. I mean, spladle, you know. So we're getting closer back to getting ready to do this duel. We're going to send you back for one more break, and we'll see you in just a moment.
The bank and wait to get approved for a mortgage, that newly listed ranch will be gone. Or you could push that button. Skip the bank. Get approved in minutes. Lift the burden of getting a home loan with Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
Oh, I thought you just did this. You must have just...
Ladies and gentlemen,
And we are back. Chandler Rogers for Oklahoma State, Vincenzo Joseph for Penn State. And again, we've been talking about it. This is one of the most. I guess every match is important. Let's just.
No question, but this one was one a lot of people circled for the entertainment value. As you see, there's a shot right away from Vincenzo Joseph. Upper body ties gonna favor Chandler Rogers, but Vincenzo Joseph is not bad there. If you watched him wrestle in freestyle, he's got some 2-over stuff. He's good from a body lock as well.
Nice over collar shrug. And again, a shot right on the edge. Action continues. And now they're going to go out of bounds. 2:24 to go in the first period.
Rogers was looking to sprint back to center. Chinzo cut him off, fired off a double on the edge. It was almost kind of a careless mistake there by Rogers, kind of aggressively working back to center, but it didn't wind up costing him. As it's 2-on-1, you see him climbing up. Is Chandler Rogers looking to throw that by and goes to the attack.
Goes to his dump. That's one of his patented moves.
Now he's stuffed underneath. Underhook left side for Vincenzo Joseph. Forehead to forehead they go. Now wrist control. One thing we've seen from Vincenzo Joseph, he can have some really fast starts. We'll see if Rogers can weather that early storm from Vincenzo Joseph. He's done it so far, tying him up. Good fakes there by Vincenzo Joseph. Inside control, and the official's gonna break him up. Gonna wanna adjust that tape there.
Fixing the tape on the mat here. The referee's doing it all.
His referee's doing it all, that's exactly right.
Who spent too much time together? Minute 34 to go here in the first period. 165 pounds, no score. Rogers and Joseph.
Lefty collar there by Chandler Rogers. 2-on-1, snap and clear. Nice shot by Vincenzo. Heavy hips there by Rogers. Vincenzo in good position. There's two. Wow, quick two as
takedown given.
Rogers nearly kicked out. Now he's threatening here.
Rogers stepping over in a switch type position. Now he's got over the leg. Rogers wrestling here. He's gonna try to lift.
Okay.
Vincenzo
goes flat as a board. It's tough to lift from that position.
But
now diving over.
Doable. And he's inching his way around. Rogers wrestling here.
Needs to get that leg on the other side of the head. That's nothing yet.
And nice job by Vincenzo, navigating his way through that situation.
Up to his feet now is Rogers. Escape here is needed for Chandler Rogers. He's down 2-0 riding time already at 44. As that was a long exchange there with Chandler electing to go to those splits.
They go towards the edge. Nice job, Vincenzo
now
staying
on the
behind
leg.
the legs, and that's going to be an escape as they go out of bounds for Chandler Rogers. 24 seconds to go in the first period. 54 seconds of riding time in favor of Vincenzo Joseph.
Essential escape there for Chandler Rogers. Had to have it, and it gets it 6 seconds short of that 1 minute riding time for Vincenzo Joseph. See now. Oh, another two there.
And the hands touch, and Joseph.
Oh
no, Vincenzo Joseph looking to go big here.
Two near fall in the bank for Vincenzo Joseph.
And Rogers out of trouble for the moment, but he's going to give up two near fall near the end of the period, so 6-1. John Smith he's on the stage. He might challenge that.
And it shows Coach Smith is going to challenge.
But he's going to challenge. So I think they may take this to a review. So the referees are going to come to the officials table for an Oklahoma State challenge, and I believe they're going to challenge the near fall that was awarded. In the meantime, we'll have our mat crew get up there and fix that mat tape situation. and it was on the other side of the map from where we're seated, and I think the refs were in the way, so it was kind of tough for us to get a great view of it.
He was certainly in near fall criteria at some point. The question is how long, as he caught him with that chin and arm on his back. Nice throw by to get the takedown, then he puts him on his back. As you saw Rogers kind of looking for that near fall, or looking for the reversal. He's kind of always looking for the big moves, and it's cost him so far. Is Vincenzo a lot more fundamental, at least at that moment.
For sure. And there you see your referees talking it over with the ref. Sion in the background.
Ladies and gentlemen, the call
They're going to confirm the near fall.
Oklahoma State doesn't like that call.
Here's the thing. This is Chandler Rogers we're talking about. This guy is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous from all positions. He gets to a sit out. It doesn't take but one exchange.
Could we go for high flyer? He's going to think high flyer.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Vincenzo, I think, is aware here.
He's smart, yeah.
He's thinking exit strategy.
Oh! And Rogers tries to go big, as we alluded to, and he's going to earn the escape.
1 point on the escape.
So he's going to get one there, make it 6-2, minute and a half to go in the second period.
Single leg attempt there by Vincenzo Joseph. Couldn't get in.
And wiped his face and looked at it, almost got shot on again.
Head taps from now underhook left side for Vincenzo Joseph this time.
Joseph attacking again. Chandler at the overhook.
55 to go in the second period. Back to that underhook. Chandler clears it. A little throw by again.
And a double leg attempt. Chandler's over the top, though, controlling the head. And they're going to circle out of bounds. 41 seconds to go in the second period. 6-2 lead for Vincenzo Joseph.
41 seconds
And
remaining.
the Penn State coaches, at least Jake Varno, was saying snap them down, pull them forward. So, and we got blood.
Timeout.
So it was actually blood earlier when he wiped his face and looked at it. What do you think Esposito's saying right now?
I don't know.
Throw him to his back and pin him.
That would be what I would say, so that's probably not what he's saying. You should do that move where you pin him.
Remember last week when you did that thing?
Do that again.
We're ready to resume action with 41 seconds remaining in the second
Back
period.
underway, 6-2 lead, but 124 of riding time for Vincenzo Joseph. As we've got 35 to go. Look at throw by. Now overhook, this is good for Chandler Rogers. But he clears it.
Yeah.
Like I said, Vincenzo Joseph, not bad upper body himself.
And nice job, Rogers. Chandler Vincenzo back and forth. Over under position on the edge. They'll take it back to the center as they get break. 12 seconds to go in the period. 6-2, Joseph with the lead. Let's go, Chandler!
Collar tie for Vincenzo Joseph, 2-on-1 there. Now back to the underhook for Chandler Rogers with 2 seconds to go. Second period comes to an end. Vincenzo Joseph's choice.
Joseph with a 6-2 lead as we go to the third.
And Vincenzo will elect to start underneath. Rogers on top.
We'll see if he can get anything going.
And Vincenzo up to his feet right away. Looking for a back trip is Rogers, and he does bring him back to the mat and has him flat. That's a start. Riding time for Joseph up at 112 and
Cradle.
dropping.
Turn and kick, nice escape for
great job.
Vincenzo Joseph.
1 point on the
And
escape.
shot gets to the leg, but gets flattened out, does Rogers. Joseph pulls up on that elbow, circling, looking for another takedown. And there's another one. Starting to pull away now here in the third period, 9-2. Vincenzo Joseph with a 7-point lead, riding time at 112 and climbing.
9-2 now, potential bonus point opportunity where maybe you didn't anticipate it if you're Penn State. Maybe you did. Certainly Oklahoma State didn't think we'd be in a bonus point preserving situation. But as it stands right now, a rideout would give Vincenzo Joseph the major decision.
Rogers in the defensive position.
One minute to go, so Joseph needs to ride him out or get another takedown in order to have that major decision. Now Chandler's gonna have to try to hold him off or find a takedown of his own. It's 9-3
Lots
with
of time.
49 seconds on the clock.
Lots of time. Rogers should probably look to get on his own offense, secure a takedown here. It hasn't been really the counters of Joseph that is stymied. It's Joseph's offense, strong leg attacks. Pulling on the head. Now they clear. Joseph looks at the clock, reads 28 seconds.
And he fires off an attack, and again, it's counters from Joseph that's gotten him in a lot of these takedowns. 11-4, major decision still preserved. Chandler Rogers needs a takedown in the next 10 seconds. It's a tall task.
Very tall task with 5 seconds to go. And it's gonna be Vincenzo Joseph. It's a shot at the end. 12-4 win for Vincenzo Joseph. Strong performance.
So just like that, 13-12.
That's pretty close.
4 matches to go. As close as it can get, Christian. Without being tied.
Math major Mark Bader as Mark Hall and Kyle Crutchmer come to the mat here for a rematch. Not the match that Oklahoma State wanted or needed. And right now, we're gonna have a rematch from the Southern Scuffle Finals where Mark Hall was a winner.
Now we see him looking, he's gonna look for that high flyer again. I believe.
Vincenzo had a lot of time to kind of process. You could see it was coming. I'm sure Vincenzo could feel it was coming.
Absolutely. 13-12, Oklahoma State leading Penn State. 4 matches to go and a lot of swing matches left. Basically all of them.
Yes. The red shirt pull of Mark Hall, one of the most discussed things all season long. It was a question from the start of the year, and it kind of built and built, and then he wins the scuffle, and it builds even more, culminating with the red shirt getting pulled at Carver Hawkeye Arena, only to see Mark Hall fall to Alex Meyer. Handshake, here we go. 174 pounds, Mark Hall in the blue for Penn State, taking on Kyle Crutchmer in the orange, Oklahoma State. Mark Hall, cadet world champ, junior world champ. Kyle Crutchmer, an NCAA All-American 2 years ago. Lost last year to injury as he goes collar tie, does Crutchmer. Elbow control and cleared there by Mark Hall.
Crutchmer looking for a 2-on-1 call. Gonna go ahead and clear that. Now he's got 2 hands on the wrist and their fruit break.
Looking to level change. Now
Crutchmer
double unders.
Underhooks on the edge.
And
Hall looked like he was gonna try to go big.
They're gonna warn Hall for stalling on the edge. Now.
It looked like he got picked up and put out of bounds.
It did look like that. I think because that's what happened. As you saw there, Crutchmer got to that double unders body lock, and Hall's not really that uncomfortable there. He probably doesn't want to have to pull the trigger and execute double over throws, but he's outstanding there. He'll trip from there. He can just go 2 overs, almost like a lateral motion. So he's good upper body, but probably not as prolific as Kyle Crutchmer. Penn State would probably like to see Mark Hall keep it traditional. Now he's got that locked. This is Crutchmer's position.
Headlock.
Crutchmer looking at his corner. I don't know if he's looking for like a
reassurance.
He's like,
they're like, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
And now the moment's gone. Hall fights it. He's got a whizzer. Crutchmer up on the shoulder.
And now clearing that leg out is Hall. It was inside, and he comes up with that underhook once more. 1:27 to go, scoreless here in the first period. And the story of the match now, upper body ties for Kyle Crutchmer, looking to get underhooks, double underhooks.
And you got to wonder if he wishes he had that position back and could pull that trigger a little sooner on that headlock. Or maybe it just wasn't there.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you look for the element of surprise there. You know, Kyle Crutchmer went big early against South Dakota State and wound up, getting put on his back and there's a big deficit he wasn't able to crawl out of against David Kocher. There's a shot, single leg, good sprawl by Kyle Crutchmer. 50 to go.
Hall just can't quite get in. And Kyle Crutchmer's doing a much better job with his positioning here at this duel than he did last time at the Southern Scuffle. But I'd say Hall is pressing the action a little bit more than Crutchmer.
Well, it's different kinds of action. You know, Crutchmer's pressing the upper body action, trying to get to really threatening holds, whereas Hall, a little more traditional, trying to look for leg attacks. Lefty collar there. And broken free there. And there's a shot.
Oh,
there's
and a re-attack. And it was a stall warning on Kyle Crutchmer. He's going to try to catch that ankle. Short time to go, under 10, and we're going to hang out here for the last, till the horn sounds, I believe. And a solid horn they got here. Ready? It's a good sounding horn. I like it.
Very solid. Scoreless after one, a stall warning apiece. Crutchmer earns the stall call on the edge, whereas it was the attrition of Mark Hall's activity earning him a stall warning. I think the official kind of viewed the match like you did, Bader, that it's Hall pressing the action, and that earned him the stall call. Now, Crutchmer can't fool around here, does not, gives up the escape. 1-0 lead for Mark Hall. Back to the ties, and you want to see maybe Crutchmer fire off some leg attacks. Hasn't really pulled the trigger on attack. He looked re-attack, he's looked upper body.
Mark Hall's being a lot more out. No, he's not just taking some shots and more shots, but he's much more active with his hands, and he's active, whereas Crutchmer's kind of reacting a little bit.
Thing is with Mark Hall, your finishes have to be crisp and clean when you get in deep on him, unless you go head outside. But anything head inside where you have to drape or anything like that, or Hall's able to drape, is really dangerous.
A lot of hand fighting going on. 1 minute, 5 seconds to go in your second period. 1-0 lead for Mark Hall.
And Hall continuing to stay offensive, and Crutchmer has to be cognizant of that and be aware. You don't want to give up a stall point here for Kyle Crutchmer.
And I'm seeing a lot of what I saw last period where Mark's leading the action.
Crutchmer taking a little bit of ground now, 35 to go in the second period. Still a 1-0 lead, riding time not a factor here. Back to that underhook as Crutchmer gets to that pinch.
Nice job, Hall able to just slide right out of that.
And now heavy hands there, but Crutchmer not following it up with leg attacks like you might expect. He's getting reactions, but not pulling the trigger on shots.
Half shot from Hall, touched the leg, didn't really get to it. So 1-0 heading into the third period. Kyle Crutchmer's going to have choice, and you assume he's going to go down Mark Hall.
You assume that, but he's testing the waters there. He got turned last time, he got tilted up, and he's got to be ultra aware. You have to go down in this situation. I agree with you.
Coach Smith's, I think, basically telling him, seal off with your elbow. So he's got to go down, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Crowd getting a little more life. I think that 65 loss took a little wind out of the sails, but now they know third period's coming. And here comes the Oklahoma State Cowboy crowd, and Mark Hall says, I like it too.
Yeah. Look at him smiling.
And look at Mark doing his little routine.
This is cool, Christian. This is cool. Standing ovation, the crowd getting rowdy and up to his feet right away. Is Crutchmer, and he's not away. He's not away. He's up to his feet again. And circles, and he's out. He's
It's
out.
escape.
And they're going to continue to wrestle. It is out of bounds. Excuse me. And he burst out of there.
If you don't think home mat advantage matters, watch that last 10 seconds.
And they are continuing to try to stay loud here.
But nice
super duck. Hall can't quite get to the body. He got around him, but evading was Crutchmer. But Mark Hall's getting his hands moving. He's moving Kyle Crutchmer around this mat.
What's going to be the attack for Kyle Crutchmer? I don't know if you abandon the upper body, but you have to start thinking about attacking below the waist against Mark Hall. We haven't seen a shot yet. There's one. A little wild there.
Minute 15
Hall able
to
to
go.
clear. There's a shot. Looks to hit that go behind is Crutchmer. Activity level from both pretty high. 1 minute to go. And let's just hope the wrestlers decide this one. Wrist control, snap and clear from Mark Hall.
You got to do a lot here, or not do a lot, I guess, to give up a...
Same shot, re-attack!
Re-attack, and he's in on the leg. Coming out the back door now is Kyle Crutchmer, Mark Hall.
It's close, it's very close.
And he's gonna, no, nothing yet.
Penn State wants to.
Looking for the takedown. Hall behind him, and it's a takedown for Mark Hall. Mark Hall gets the takedown. He leads 3-1 with 30 seconds to go.
Houdini move there by Mark Hall. Crutchmer thinks he's about to score.
And the moment Crutchmer got in on his legs, Mark Hall went to work.
He's so dangerous. That's why you have to finish clean. And now a reversal here. Peterson.
Crutchmer trying to come around.
5 seconds.
Behind the leg.
Just 5 seconds.
That's going to do it. 3 seconds on the restart. And
3 seconds.
Speaking of wind out of the sail, Crutchmer needs 2 points in 3 seconds. I don't think it's going to happen.
Looking to roll. Not going to get it. Mark Hall does it. Kyle Crutchmer narrowed the gap, but it's Mark Hall getting his hand raised once again.
Final score 3-2, Mark Hall. Your winner, Penn State, will take their first lead of the dual meet. They're going to be up 15-13. And there we see some of the replays. There's the first point, the escape. Now look at that, boom up.
And that's that explosive action from Crutchmer. You see it on the bottom. You didn't see it from neutral. You didn't see him, that shot out of a cannon. Good re-attack there.
And see immediately Mark Hall start going to work. He's thinking about, okay, I know a way to score from here.
And this leg in between is what gave Crutchmer problems, and him keeping height there.
That was fantastic work by Mark Hall. He's pretty good.
He could be all right.
Not bad. That's going to bring us to 184. There you see Bo Nickal pointing out to the ref that, could you please wipe this off over here?
Get that surface to the exact specifications. 15-13, 3 matches to go.
Couple of lanky wrestlers on the mat here. Interested to see how this one goes. Bo Nickal's been blowing people out of the water, but Nolan Boyd is a grinder, and like we said, he's got upset capabilities.
Coming to the next 184 pounds for the Nittany Lions, ranked number 2 in the country, Bo Nickal. On the mat with the Cowboys.
184 pounds, Nolan Boyd for Oklahoma State, Bo Nickal for Penn
Right
State.
away.
Boyd immediately fires off an attack straight to the leg.
Nickal's not uncomfortable here. Boyd's got to stay busy, stay offensive, keep progressing as he looks to come out the back door. And he's got his ankles away, at least the one that I can see.
Is he going to try to go cradle?
It's hard to know where Bo Nickal's going.
It's got to be so scary wrestling Bo Nickal, because wherever you're at, you're thinking, he's
got
going to
it.
go cradle.
He's got it.
Holy
He's got
cow.
It. It's tight.
Bo
Near side.
Nickal's got a cradle, and he's going to take him over, and that could be it. Nolan Boyd's in trouble.
Stepping over, he scooped it. This is big trouble.
There it is.
Pinfall.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
The winner
Boyd gets in on the shot.
by a fall in
Hall
38
gets a
seconds.
pin. I tell you, it's just got to be so demoralizing. Wrestling, like, similar thing in Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Listen to 93.7 FM.
You don't know he's got you. You know, that's a interesting lock there. Then he steps and scoops.
Steps over it.
From 6 to 7 p.m.
And I'm wondering, you know, was he thinking cradle from the start, or did they kind of go into it?
OKST.com for the full schedule and for potential changes.
And it's, you know, if you end up on your back in that position, you're playing with fire, and you could say maybe not a pin. Bader doesn't think it's a pin. It was close.
Now I
that's
think
not
he
to
would have.
say-
I think it would have got pinned eventually,
He was progressing.
but I didn't think it was quite a pin. I think Dean Heil was just as much pin.
Yeah. So 21 to 13 now.
21 unanswered points
You're right.
from Penn State. So they give up the first 3 and they haven't looked back since.
Athletes competing in the classroom and on the playing field. For additional information or to join, call 1-877-2-B-POSSE.
Weigel and McCutcheon take to the mat. We have just 2 matches to go. And if Oklahoma State plans to win this duel, they're going to need bonus points somewhere.
Immediately after, again, that last bout.
And underway, 197 pounds. Preston Weigel, Oklahoma State taking on Matt McCutcheon, Penn State. 8 versus 9 battle here at 197. McCutcheon moved up from 184 pounds up to 197, having a solid season so far for Penn State. Weigel out of Kansas. Been
Weigel,
a-
Big 12 champion a year ago.
Yes, he was. Round of 12. I believe unseeded at NCAAs, but had a nice tournament.
And he's really turned it up this year.
Yeah, he's had a nice season for himself, and he thrives from the ties, you know, and especially from the top position. Good job getting wrists. They say his grip strength is just unbelievable. He's got this farm strength.
Every time I hear people talk, I think he got poked in the eye.
And I believe I think he grew up on a farm.
Yeah, no, they literally talk about him throwing hay and like never really lifted weights. But look at him,
Yeah.
he's very big, very
Yeah.
strong, lots of muscles. They got to wait.
I think he lifts now.
He might.
Inside control there for McCutcheon. McCutcheon, really methodical wrestler. Super fundamental, great in scrambles, underrated from top. Not quite the vice grip that Preston Weigel is, but solid there. McCutcheon's got a nice single leg.
Halfway through the first.
Could see some, if McCutcheon or Weigel get to legs, we could see some nice scrambles because both are pretty tough. 120 to go.
A little bit of a slower paced match than we've seen in some of our earlier affairs.
Yeah, and that was that's anticipated with each of these guys. McCutcheon definitely picks his spots. Weigel, you just never know. You know, he'll throw 14 points up in a period, and then sometimes he'll just kind of hang back in that same match. His output is unpredictable. And I think you're seeing McCutcheon picking up his hands a little bit, getting a little antsy, trying to set something up.
Moving those feet a little bit more as well.
Again.
23 seconds to go. No score here in the first period between Weigel and McCutcheon. Penn State leading Oklahoma State 21-13 with just this and heavyweight remaining.
And you got to figure this is going to favor Weigel, this pace. Going into the second scoreless, make McCutcheon go under. And time's going to run out. Scoreless after one.
wrestling at 197.
McCutcheon defers. Weigel
The choice goes to Weigel.
gonna go underneath.
Weigel takes the down position as we go period number 2.
We got a caution.
McCutcheon keeps
did not-
wrestling. Whoops. It's over,
And
Coach.
a caution against McCutcheon. That's his first.
You know, our coaches used to say, hey, you keep, I don't care if the ref has to rip you off of him. I'd rather you wrestle a little longer than you're supposed to than to ever let up.
Yeah, the whistle could have been on the other mat, Bader.
And always, if you get a caution, always point.
Yeah, always point.
Always point at a different mat. Act like you heard a different whistle.
He heard it in the wrestling room. Caution apiece. They both kind of understand how important the mat's going to be in this position. So McCutcheon jumps the gun. Now Weigel. There should be no time gone off.
Put one more second on the clock. So we're going to try to put another second on the clock. Might take a second.
And we're going to put 1 second on the clock to make it 2 minutes.
Did you get that?
Back on top, down to the ankle. Looking switch here is Weigel close, and he's going to get the escape. Good work by Weigel.
Yeah,
In just
up and
3
right.
seconds. There's a shot,
Weigel
re-attack. Now they're mixing it up. Getting a little more activity
Yeah,
here.
that's as much activity as we saw most of the first period.
Yeah, you're exactly right. 1:40 to go in the second period. Wrist control for Preston Weigel. Collar tie. Goes from right to left as McCutcheon he pushes and clears. And you can see that McCutcheon is a guy that a little undersized here, especially Weigel, one of the bigger 97s.
Right.
At least aesthetically, you look at him.
Muscles.
Yes.
Big, lots of
Big muscles. He's not short like a Reza Yazdani type. He's pretty tall.
1 minute to go here in the second period. 1-0 lead for Oklahoma State's Preston Weigel.
And I think Weigel right now may have the mentality of, I want to get to this third period. I want to get on top. No stall warnings at this point. I think Weigel's not in a position where he wants to mix it up. There's a shot attempt by McCutcheon.
Can't clear the hand.
No, not able to get by the head hands of Weigel. 33 to go now. Finger fight. See if they break it up. Yup.
I think Weigel actually just grabbed all of his, maybe
Yeah.
on the other side, but
It wasn't like interlocking.
yeah, he just grabbed 4 fingers, which I think we're allowed to, but ref's closer to it than we are, although not much. McCutcheon pulling on that head, 2 hands on it, bringing it down, clears the tie.
If nothing else, this pays dividends for McCutcheon. Maybe he can wear Weigel out. We've seen him fade in other matches before.
Weigel looks for a little slide by there.
No advantage either wrestler.
That's going to do it.
2-0 correction.
Head to the third. McCutcheon
Of wrestling.
going to keep it neutral. And there's the ultimate respect for the top game of Weigel.
As we go to the third period.
McCutcheon's going to need a takedown in order to win this thing. He trails 1-0.
No warnings yet, and maybe you get a quick one here and you can do it with a stall point.
He's
You're
really
McCutcheon.
pulling on that head.
Yeah, good fakes. I think McCutcheon's going to have to get more genuine attempts because Weigel's in the center of the mat.
And he keeps going 2 hands on the back of the head, too. Just pull, pull, pull for McCutcheon.
And there's not really been one genuine exchange. No one's really got to a leg. And
Oh,
there he
as soon
is.
as you say that on cue, McCutcheon pulls the trigger, and he gets both ankles. This is the Jordan Oliver situation, and a takedown with Weigel on his butt.
Now here's the thing, Weigel can get escape and tie it up, but you don't want to mess around in that sit position, and he recovers. Now McCutcheon looking to get to a ride, and riding time at 18 seconds. Weigel just needs an escape here, but it's McCutcheon putting a pretty tough ride on.
Yeah, he
Now up
is.
to his feet here. Got to clear hands if you're Preston Weigel.
Oh,
Tied
boy.
at 2.
2-2. 48 seconds to go. Riding time not a factor. Could we see our first overtime match of the day?
Another shot.
Excuse me, McCutcheon figured something out, went right back to the well, and he's on the leg again. Weigel fighting another takedown. McCutcheon is going to score 2.
Now he's got, look at that leg.
Oh.
That's problems.
That is problems. He's got Weigel in a bad spot, and they're going to stop it. I don't. Okay. Well, they're going to call it potentially dangerous, and just like that.
Weigel needs a reversal. And that's why you saw him look for that switch early. And McCutcheon wisely just let him go. Didn't want to even leave open the possibility for a reversal. But I think that's going to be Weigel's opportunity. That's going to be how he gets himself back in this match. He hasn't seemed to have a chance.
I thought I saw another jump the gun, but regardless, 20 seconds to go. Weigel trails by a point, 4-3. McCutcheon with the lead. Weigel a shot from space.
Front headlock here for McCutcheon. He can cling.
Good time killer right there. It looks like this one may end right here in that front headlock position. And that's going to do it. Matt McCutcheon wins this thing. 4-3 your final, a pair of third period takedowns and going neutral. Once again, a wise choice for Penn State.
He won that one the hard way, I tell you what. Going neutral and having to get 2 takedowns after going 5 minutes without seeing a point go on the board. Nice win, and I don't know if he figured something out or if the plan was to wait till the third period, but either way.
You know, it's crazy, Christian. It was 13-0. Oklahoma State was winning. Zain Retherford gets pushed to the brink, and you're thinking everything is on Oklahoma State's side. Now all of a sudden, 24 points later, 24-13, Penn State, a commanding lead, and really they've wrapped up the duel. It's an 11-point lead.
Yeah, it's over.
Points in one match.
Trying to see who Oklahoma State's going to send. I don't know if we'll see Austin Schaefer been battling.
I bet we're not.
At this point with it locked up.
Coach Smith got up and walked away, so he's back there talking to somebody, and it is indeed not.
That's Derek White.
That is going to be Derek White. Derek White is going to be our guy.
So they're bringing Schaefer back along.
Schaefer's been a little dinged up, right?
Got a foot injury, so they're trying to get him 100%, and with the duel out of reach, kind of like we saw at 125, there's no sense in risking further injury. And against Nick Nevills,
he's pretty good.
He's outstanding.
Although, selfishly, I want to see that match.
Oh, me too, because those guys are both insanely athletic. But Derek White, no slouch. You know, a guy that just hasn't been able to break into a lineup yet. You know, he's at Nebraska. He's behind Studebaker. Transfers here. He's behind Weigel. But likely he's going to be the heavyweight next year for Oklahoma State as they're going to bulk him up. So a good experience here for Derek White as you shake hands. We are underway to 185 pounds. Derek White, Oklahoma State, taking on Nick Nevills from Penn State. 2-on-1 there for White. Shot by Nevills. Wow.
Collects both legs and runs right through. A takedown for Nick Nevills. Goes up 2-0, 20 seconds in.
And he's got Nevills is among the more athletic heavyweights. His agility is really kind of, you don't expect it. You know, that kind of foot speed, that kind of high-level technique. He's got a lot of ways to score. And there you see it right away, first 20 seconds.
He goes and gets it.
You got blood time for Derek White.
What a dual meet this has been, and I tell you, Penn State, a phenomenal team. Penn State is just, man, they are good. They're going to be tough to beat next month. I think Nevills jumped the gun.
A caution, Nevills.
So we got another caution. We got more blood.
I've never seen somebody get blood off of a caution. He got cleaned up, went back to the center, got down. Nevills jumps the gun, and then he says, okay, hang on, we got more blood.
I could probably pull that off.
Christian, yeah, I think, yeah.
Just as I'm a Stallings camp, you know.
Ooh,
right at 2 minutes.
Stallings, yeah.
Oh, half on the right side. Needs a wrist. There's a wrist. But no more half.
Neville's riding out to the right side.
Neville's outstanding from top.
Over the top, controlling the wrist. Now he comes underneath and catches the cross wrist across. Back to the near side, kind of riding. And he takes that arm out, puts it on the back.
Not an ideal position to be in for Derek White. Belly on the mat, wrist is back. He's fighting to get it out, but he's keeping that bar. They're going to stop it again for blood.
Oh, that's a bleeder. Is that Lee's? What, that's our third match today? Bloody nose?
Nolf? White? Who's the other?
Wasn't, did Mark Hall, I think, had a bloody nose.
Or is it Chandler, maybe? I don't know.
It's a long duel, Christian.
You're right about that.
Nick Nell, 15-2 on the year.
Oh, man, and he I won't say almost beat Connor Medbury, but he was right there in that match. And then there's Kyle Snyder, who beat him 19-9.
Kyle's all right.
He's going to be okay. There's some upside there. That's all I'll say. Sit-out position here for Derek White, doing a good job underneath. But Neville's not interested in letting him up. Just kidding. Kicks him free. 1:02 of riding time for Nick Nevills with 1:35 to go in the first period still. It feels like a lot of time has passed because of the blood. Another shot from Nick Nevills. Then he goes snap, almost like you see Nolf do.
Yeah, two snaps him all the way down to the mat. Whole body snap.
You can see the evolution of Nick Nevills. He was really primarily a snatch single, high single. Didn't hit his knee quite as much. I mean, he could for sure, but that was his go-to. Now you're seeing he's got a lot of different ways to get to the leg. Now we're over-under position. Oh, drag.
Got behind a rear standing, but not a hold of the body, and obviously, therefore, didn't drag him back to the mat.
Single leg, Nick Nevills attempt there. 50 to go. Oh, nice shot attempt.
Tries to that cross side and ankle pick does Nevills. Unsuccessful, and we've got 33 seconds to go here in the first period. 2-1, Nevills leads. He's got 30, skip that. He's got a minute 2 riding time.
Another snap from Nevills. Surprised to see him only get one takedown so far this period. After, you know, the way it began, you thought maybe multiple takedowns coming, but White really fighting hard there as he throws that underhook by. You're seeing a little horsepower advantage there for Nick Nevills as he's just a little bit larger than Derek White, and there's 4-1 as the first period comes to an end. Strong first period for Nick Nevills.
Solid job getting that takedown within the last 10 seconds for Nevills. Choice, Neville's kind of looking over at his coaches. We're going neutral? What are you doing here? Oh no, White's gonna start underneath.
As we go to the second period.
Sit out there, half for Nevills. Good recovery there as White looked to be close to getting that escape.
And I tell you, great job on top. Again, he's got White flattened out. Nick Nevills trying to go to work here, and he's got a
bar.
Shallow bar, and he's gonna tip it back.
That leg in, got to pull him a little closer. Not quite near fall criteria. Bar's a little loose. That's close.
Referee not seeing it.
Good fight by Derek White. 1:10 to go. Chin cup went up over White's mouth for a moment. He recovers. Attacking the wrist now is Nick Nevills.
1 minute to go, second period of action. Nevills leading 4-1.
.50 seconds to go. Wrist control there. They're going to warn White underneath. Probably a merited call there.
His first stall warning. And we're going to break with 37 seconds to go. We got more blood. So they're going to attend to the nose of White. They're going to take care of the skin of Nevills, clean everything off of him. Got that nose plug up in there. Hopefully it sticks around this time. Stays in there. 4-1. 37 seconds to go in the second period.
And there's the escape, making it 4-2. Riding time at 2:35 for Nevills. They've been in this underhook over-under position quite a few times this match. And I'm not sure who's initiating, but Nevills has been successful throwing the underhook to the knee blast.
Underhook for White this time. Nevills kind of has the head buried.
He drops to that low angle. He's got the foot.
Hold of the foot, and he's going to pull that in for nothing yet. Nevills looking to secure a takedown on the edge, and he, no.
Good job by White. They're going to warn him, though. That's a point. But avoids the takedown. 7 to go. Overtime. There's a snap by Nick Nevills, and we've seen Nick Nevills have some really strong third periods in the past. We'll see if he can chain a couple takedowns together or if Derek White can get himself back in this match. 5-2 lead for Nick Nevills. Riding time at 2:35, not locked as of yet, but trending that way. Double thigh pry right away for Derek White as Nevills trying to build up.
Tripod down on the fingers. 3-point stance up to his feet, trying to get that weight going forward is White.
Oh my goodness.
Double from space, and he catches both ankles. And another takedown, 8-2, make it 8-3 now, Nick Nevills.
We'll see if he smells a little blood, continues to fire off those attacks.
Minute and a half to go in the bout.
See that change, that speed on that level change there from Nevills. Drops his level straight through it to the ankles, and there's no possible way out when you get both your ankles attacked like that. There's a level change this time from White, but Neville's able to catch it now with a front headlock. Keeping that elbow high is Derek White.
Under a minute to go now. 8-3, can Nevills look to earn that major decision? He'd need a couple more takedowns or a feet to back.
Shot, look at drag, go behind, nice job by Derek White. White in position here for a takedown.
Nevills defending here. He may give up the takedown.
There's 2.
That's gonna be 2, takedown. Derek White. 20 seconds to go, he narrows the lead, 8-5, riding time still locked up, and he's a 4-point near fall to force overtime.
Turns, cuts, there's an escape.
5
4
seconds
seconds
to go. And that will do it, 9-5, final score. And that's gonna make it 27-13, Penn State will take this over Oklahoma State. And Penn State is your 2017 National Dual Champion as they take out the Cowboys in grand fashion.
Yeah, you see those attacks from Nick Nevills locking up this duel. Actually, the duel was locked at match prior. But this one didn't lack for excitement, Mark Bader.
Man, not exactly what you expect.
Penn State University,
Let's take some look back at these highlights here.
And please stick around, ladies and gentlemen, for the presentation of awards.